Hello everyone, welcome to our first show back here on In the Box Seat, and what a start, what a way to start 2026 with day one of the Magic Millions Carnival. I'm joined by Paul Joice and Ella Cohen.
Hello.
How are we all?
Hello guys, lovely to be back in 2026. I hope you've had a great break, new year, and you're right, we've just had that little freshen up and now we just charge into two massive weekends of racing.
It's all systems go. I'm sure you'll probably hear some beeping around us, trucks moving, people moving, because we are here on track. It is, a day before the Magic Millions Gold Twilight meeting, and everyone is in full preparation mode for what's going to be an incredible day here on track tomorrow.
And that's just Joycey's lunch getting delivered for Saturday. The lobsters arrived. Joycey, you're ready to go. What a terrific meeting it is on Saturday. Obviously, we had the first running of the Sunlight last year, and what a race it was last year for the first edition of it, with Private Harry beating Lady of Camelot and Arabian Summer. And this year, it's shaping as another terrific race. It's this slot race has really taken off just in the space of 2 years.
Yeah, it has, Mitch, and it's funny how quickly it comes together in those last sort of 10 days when acceptances come out and all these new kids on the block that we mightn't have known about 2 months ago. You know, a horse like Sylph, for example, is coming through all these listed placings and still a maiden, but if she won on Saturday, you wouldn't be surprised at all, and she could well go on and become a Group horse, if not a Group 1 horse. So that's the sort of race it is. I think it does unearth potential Group 1 horses as it did last year.
And you were here, you hosted the barrier draw early in the week here in the betting auditorium. What do those barriers mean for a few of those runners? Was there some excitement, some sadness in the crowd?
Well, I think everyone just assumed it's going to be this helter-skelter, frantic 1,100 metres, which it probably will be. But the fact that Swordplay drew 12 and Get Ready Lash drew 11, the two obvious speed horses, it just really does push them forward now from those gates. And obviously people jostling, slotting in behind. And what does it mean for Grafterburners drawing 2? Does he get too far back and then not be able to get out of a pocket? You know, it adds a lot of intrigue to the race.
We'll touch upon that Sunlight in full depth soon, as well as some of the other features on the program. Virtually every race has got a lot of interest to it on Saturday out of all 10 races. Even the Gold Pearl and the Gold Nugget, the last chance to get into the Magic Millions, itching to go, will start a short price favourite in one of those races and has already qualified. So a last hit out for him, and that has been a successful path to a few Magic Millions winners, but more importantly, the off-the-track entertainment.
Oh, we're very excited about this. We teased it. We
and
did. Sneaky Sound System will be performing live on Magic Millions Gold. We all love Sneaky Sound System. I think that's the best part about them is no matter your age, you're going to get out there and you're probably going to be singing "I Saw a UFO" in the crowd.
Takes me back to the days of the Fortitude Valley nightclubs.
And I think you wouldn't be the only one. I've heard a lot of stories when we announced Sneaky Sound System. So we're very excited from 8:15 till 9:15 trackside. So if you were here last year and you saw Mr. Darryl Braithwaite, they'll be in the same position as him. So go trackside after the last 8:15 till 9:15. You'll get to hear from Sneaky Sound System and close out the night. What's going to be an incredible day of punting. You'll be able to dance along to them into the night.
It's great to have that entertainment. Of course, as you said, we had Darryl Braithwaite last year at the Gold meeting. Jimmy Barnes and Ronan Keating. Barnesy was over in the Marquees and it was pouring rain. It was a great atmosphere though.
Won't be happening this year.
I sang my little heart out, didn't I, on top of those stairs there. Let's get into the Sunlight though, the more important topics of the show and finding a winner. Now, the deep dive into the form, we touched upon the barrier draw. On paper, it looks a fast run race. Swordplay is very quick. She's going to have company, but maybe barrier 12 for a filly who was so brilliant out of the gates is maybe not such a disadvantage.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a huge disadvantage to her at all. She was just that quick out. I think you called the race, Mitch, and she was 2-3 in front after 100 metres, which you just don't see. She almost shanghais herself out of the gate. So I think if she'd drawn sort of 6 or 7, it would have been perfect. But in a way, 12's better than 1, I think, for her, because it just gives her that little bit of time to gather that momentum if she needs it, and she'll be across the face of the field after they've gone 100, 150 metres, I expect. So, yeah, I'm really intrigued to see what unfolds in behind then, because everyone's going to be jostling to get that gun trailing position, and Grafterburners has the barrier to do it if he's got the speed, and I think he probably does have the speed, even though he's coming back from 1200 to 11, which a few of them are coming back from a couple of 1200s to 11, which is not a standard or an orthodox way to go, but this race is worth $3 million and trainers are going to have a go at it.
We touched upon it briefly after the barrier draws. We feel that J-Mac is probably going to have to give him a good squeeze to hold the spot. Where that is, you'll probably really only know after a couple of 100 metres. I think ideally they'd love to be, third, fourth, fifth, just off the hot speed. But
for sure,
if he does take that step slow, well, then he could end up 7th, 8th, 9th, and that could create the issue for him. But he's got a booming turn of foot on his day. His win here in the Jewel was terrific back in March, and if anything, he seems to be going better as a 3-year-old. He's flying this prep.
Yeah, I think so. They get J-Mac, of course, from the good barrier, so that's obviously the reason he just keeps tumbling in the markets. He's won 5 races as well. None of his rivals have managed to do that yet. I mean, we've got a maiden in there in Sylph, albeit she's been competing in sort of group-listed company the last couple of starts. Ice Cool comes here undefeated 2 from 2, the Sydney sider. He's burst onto the scene. He's second or third favourite. He's got speed as well, a lot of speed, but I don't think anything can match Swordplay as far as leader goes. But you're right, behind that leader, just that speed that's going to be there and could shuffle Grafter Burners back an extra pair or two. But look, J-Mac will be trying to hold that spot, and I reckon he'll even try and stay one off the fence. I don't think he'll want to find himself 4th, 5th locked up on the fence. It's just not his style.
And we're talking about the slot holders. Obviously, it is a slot race in each of those horses. And our bosses, our respective, obviously, Tab and Aquis and GCTC have an interest in the race with Foreign Press and Blitzberg representing the respective slots. So what are we thinking of those chances?
Foreign Press has got out to a silly price, $19. She was $8 all the way through. They put the final field together. She's drawn a reasonable barrier. She's drawn 8, and then she's sort of $18, $19. Just doesn't make any sense. She's won 4 races, placed 3. She's only had 8 starts, so she's missed a place once in her career, and she's just she's going to get that gun slipstream trail where she always is, and she's always in for a fight. So she's one that's floating around over the odds. There's a few of them though floating around at overs because I think Grafter Burners is just taking such a chunk of the market.
Blitzberg, the Aquis Gold Coast Turf Club horse, his best form is good enough. Whether he's just not focusing at the moment, he's gone back to the trials after just a run first up in the GC 1000. He did trial well. They've tinkered with his gear. He is a quality colt on his day, but he's just has to perform. But he will be suited by a fast tempo.
Yep, definitely.
And one filly that will be very suited by quick speed is Acacia.
Yes.
Who raced without luck last preparation, but ran well in all 4 runs. She was one of the horses locked in early for the race, so there's a couple of roughies in the race that are afterthoughts, and they've picked up slots late, but she was an early selection.
The other early selection was Savvy Halley, and she's been set for this race first up.
Yep.
She's had a couple of trials to get herself ready. You go deep dive into her form, she's got the strongest form in the race. She's got better form than Grafter Burners, just who she's competed against, obviously, who she's beaten. The second attempted, for example, is the strongest form, I think, in this race. So if she's bang on the mark, and the money suggests she is, then she becomes a major player as well.
So, selection?
Selection. I told you I'd make my mind up during the podcast, and
you'd go on the spot.
I'm still thinking a lot about it, but at this stage, at around $10, my thinking is Swordplay, because she'll be in front with 100 to go.
Yep.
And if she gets run down inside the final 100 and you're on at $10, you've had a great run for your money. Otherwise, you're relying on a bit of luck. Doesn't matter who you back outside of Swordplay, I think you're relying on some luck, whereas her, you're not. So we'll go with Swordplay. One
benefit with the Sunlight is by race 9, we're certainly going to know how the track is playing as well, whether it's on speed or you can make ground. It's played really uniform the last couple of meetings that not necessarily tempo related. They've won from all sorts of positions. So if it plays like it has been racing, well, I still think that won't matter too much. I think I'll probably go Grafter Burners, but I think Acacia's a good each way bet. I can't see her missing top 4.
Yeah, again, she's trolled up enormous. Yep. She'd have to strike a lot of trouble or traffic to miss out, but I think we are going to get 1 or 2 hard luck stories out of this race, aren't we? It's just the way the race is set up. And
like you could easily leave out Ice Cool from your numbers, but he profiles very similar to Private Harry, coming from a maiden to a benchmark race, and
it's hard to leave a couple out. Like leaving Foreign Press out seems silly. Leaving Sylph out seems silly at $16 off her last 2 runs as well. So there's a lot of different ways we could go, and at this stage I'll definitely go Swordplay, but that's still open to change, I suppose, as you said, if the track's changes the way it races or whatever on the day or night, and leaders aren't suited, well, sword play would all of a sudden get out the door.
So I'm not riding on your coattails here. I had grafter burners and sword play down as well. They were my best for the race as well. So I'm going to stick with both of you. You're the experts. I'm not gonna run the other way this time. I think those two are too good for this one.
The rest of the program, quickly just touching upon the wave. Miss Jolene looks hard to beat to go back to back.
I think she's going to be my best bet of the day/night. Yeah. She's just found the perfect distance. She's never gone better. She won this race last year, and under the weight for age scale, she's the best placed horse in the race. Now, you're getting around $3 with Tab at the moment. I think that's fair enough. The big danger could be Yu Wang for Chris Lee. She won the Oaks. She's a Group 1 winner. And she's just had the 2 runs down in Sydney coming through the ultimate form race, that Ingham. And she got a mile back from the outside gate and just worked home. So she is the one that could jump out of the ground, I think.
Ella, have you found anything on the card?
There's a horse that I've been backing kind of for a very long time, and one I feel silly not to, Yellow Brick in the Magic Millions Cutest. It is a horse that knows this track well, has obviously had a lot of success, and I would feel silly to jump off now. So I'm going to stick with Yellow Brick in that last of the day.
You've got J-Mac on. I did the speed map this morning for that race. Not a lot of pace considering it's a big field, and he led throughout to win his recent trial. So I think J-Mac will have Yellow Brick posied in the top 3.
It's a real sense of set play. They've trialled him 3 times. He's had a course proper gallop in between. They've booked J-Mac. He's got an incredible record fresh. The only sort of probably downside to him is he's left right alone on the top of the weights. He's a class horse, but he's going to have to carry 60, 61, 61 and a half, and the rest are 53 and below under the true weight scale, which sometimes irks me. But anyway, that's for another show. I think there's a bolter or roughie in the maiden, a Graf Rocket. It's double figure odds. Its run on debut in Randwick was outstanding. They found Nash Rawilla, 1400 or suit. It was double figures. Everyone wants to win that maiden because it's worth so much money. But gee, I think it's a value play in the Magic Millions maiden, a Graf Rocket.
Yeah, Graf Rocket is probably going to sneak into the top 4, but I do think there's 2 there that just stand out on form. Obviously, Spanish Treasure coming through the Grafter Burners race last start. It was a listed race. We're going back to a maiden. He got beaten twice last prep by Alpha Sophie. And then he's come into this prep, got beaten by Grafter Burners, Sylph and Icarian Dream. So, I mean, that's got to be the best form for a set weights maiden. But Crash the Party's also coming through a 3-year-old open benchmark 70, where you could argue probably should have won. He got a bit of clear air. So they're the 2 coming way, way back to maiden grade. It was a Graf Rocket. Great maiden down at Randwick, only first start, so he's open to a lot of improvement. So they're probably the 3 in the maiden, although J-Mac's on one there as well for Chris Waller, which was very stiff last start. Snitzel missed. So a lot of punters will be on her as well.
I noticed in the track work interviews, Joycey, that there was a few trainers, Michael Friedman and Toby Edmonds, that they were disappointed that they didn't win last start, but not that disappointed as well, if that makes sense.
It is, we had a good little talk to them at track work on Tuesday morning, and they were all sort of disappointed we didn't win, but here we are in a maiden worth a lot of money. So, I mean, it's not a bad consolation if you've still got one.
Before we leave, I just want to touch upon the Calcutta next week, the Tab 2-year-old Calcutta dinner. Obviously, a great night during the Carnival to get along to. Joycey will be there. Mitch will also be there. We'll all be in attendance. So get along, win some money, hopefully, buy some raffle tickets. It's a great night to get along to. You can purchase tickets at gctc.com.au, $230 per person. You get your food and drink all night, and of course, all the atmosphere at the Calcutta.
I'm interested to see how much needs to buy War Woven.
Well, it's getting bigger every year. The pool gets bigger every year.
Correct.
And the secret is to buy your tickets.
Absolutely.
So if you do come to the dinner, it's a great night, but you do have to buy as many tickets as you can afford. Because if you happen to draw War Woven, you're then sitting on a gold mine potentially.
I remember last year the husband and wife duo who did draw the favourite, they bought I think 2 tickets in the Calcutta. That was it, and they happened to draw the favourite, and it was very exciting for them. So there can be plenty of stories like that if you get along and purchase your raffle tickets.
Still tickets available?
For the Calcutta? Yep, absolutely. So head to gcts.com. You can buy some raffle tickets online. So if you aren't here and you can't be in attendance on the night, you can also purchase your raffle tickets online now. They will cease online at Wednesday, 12 p.m.
It's one of the fun nights of the Carnival. That everyone is
great night.
Loose.
to say the least.
It's the way. Well, it is. So everyone's got a casual vibe about them. They've either been to the sales or they've done their form during the day, and they go to the Calcutta and Yeah, they're loose. Anyway, that is us for this week's edition of In the Box Seat. We can't wait for Magic Millions Gold on the weekend. Terrific program. Great weather this week. So looking forward to getting trackside here. Joycey, thank you.
Thank you. Looking forward to it. I'll be on Sky One all day Saturday. It should be a long day, but a fun day and right into the night. Can't wait.
Surely you're trackside this week?
I'm trackside, all right. I'm talking about exactly where I'm going to be, but I'm going to be very close to the horses, I'd imagine.
Excellent. And if you want to get your tickets, gctc.com.au, get trackside, lots of entertainment, lots of racing. We're looking forward to it.
You're here this week?
I'll be here on Carnival. You can't miss me.
Oh, she doesn't miss the big days, our Ella. That's us. We'll catch you next week for a big Magic Millions preview.